All right. Hi there, YouTube. This is PHP Jeff, and I just wanted to share a little bit of information about what I've kind of learned about how to maximize my iPhone while I'm out there on the trail. One of the things I kind of get geeked out about a little bit is using various GPS and mapping applications on the phone. I kind of find it fascinating, love to integrate technology and the outdoors, and so this is some of the tips that I've learned along the way. Today, and kind of the starting point for all of this is how do I really maximize my iPhone for use outdoors? And particularly, we're talking about battery life. How do I maximize the battery life of my iPhone? Because we've all done it. We've been outdoors, we're hiking, there's no cell service, and our phone battery it just gets eaten up really quick. So the thought of trying to use my phone or rely on my phone as a GPS really isn't super realistic unless I'm just taking a short day hike. Using my phone for a long trip, for mapping applications, for photos and videos and GPS, forget about it. And so I thought, there's got to be some things we can do. And you read about them all the time. How can I maximize the battery performance of my iPhone for my various applications. And so what I've kind of did along the way, there's a few tips that I found that did help, and they work pretty well actually if you do want to leave the phone operational. If you're in a hiking area where you do have cell service and you're not really worried about the battery being further drained by the cell signal, then go ahead and try these tips. Otherwise, we'll get into some ways to really maximize the battery life. But the first thing here, you read about is turn off Wi-Fi. I'm not going to turn it off here, but go into your settings, go into Wi-Fi, go ahead and turn it off. Go into Bluetooth, turn off Bluetooth, make sure that's disengaged. And then the last thing that they talk about is go into your brightness settings. One thing that you probably want to do, I usually leave it off, but just turn off the auto brightness. And then you can bring down the brightness to something that's, still usable, but is going to maximize the battery for you, wherever that happens to be. It just depends on how bright it is out there. And those things work. They do help the battery life. But unfortunately, when you hike in areas where there isn't any cell signal, and where I live, in Fort Collins, you go up into the canyons, and pretty much you're guaranteed there's not going to be any signal if you're hiking anywhere remotely. And so, I really tried. We were getting ready to go on a multi-day hike on the John Muir Trail, and I really wanted to use my phone for my primary camera, video, GPS tracking, and maps. I figured I can make this work. Get a little backup battery to charge overnight and maximize the phone to work all day long without having to worry about the battery. And so, I originally tried airplane mode, and the problem with airplane mode is you can disengage the cellular signal or the cellular functionality of the phone, but unfortunately, that also disengages the GPS functionality of the phone. And so airplane mode was a no-go. Doing some research, I came across something, and this is the best tip that I've found by far, which was utilizing a security functionality of the phone. There's a thing where you can come in and lock the SIM card, create a PIN code for the SIM card, and have that request each time you turn on the phone. And what this enables you to do then is just say, okay, I don't want to activate the SIM card, but still give me access to the phone. And that cuts off this all cellular functionality of the phone when you do it that way. And so the trick here is you go into settings, come down to phone, scroll down to where it says SIM PIN. Now the first time you do that, it'll probably prompt you here for creating the PIN. And it's just a simple four-digit number, four-digit entry that would be what you get prompted each time you turn the phone on to enter. Not when you just wake the phone up, but when you fully turn off the phone and then you fully reboot the phone, you are going to be prompted each time for the SIM pin to activate the cellular service. And so for me now, I can come into SIM pin and I can turn it on and off by entering my pin because I've created the pin. I can change the pin if I want. In this case, I typically leave SIM pin on because I'm only turning my phone totally off maybe once a month, if it freezes or if I've installed an app and I need to shut the phone off and turn it back on to optimize it. Then, I'll be prompted with this message. So really, it's not that big of a deal to have it. So I'll typically leave it turned on, but it's up to you. You can come in here, turn it off, and then you don't get worried about the SIM pin until you're going to go for a hike. Come in here, turn it on. Now, SIM functionality, the SIM lock functionality, isn't engaged at this point. You've just created the pin and you've turned it on. To get it to actually kick in or to function, we're going to go ahead and turn off the phone, and we'll be right back to show you what the screen is that comes up after you turn the phone back on. Okay, so here we are. We've turned the phone back on, and we are presented with a SIM locked message. And this is the screen that you would either unlock the SIM card by entering your PIN, or in this case, I'm getting ready to go into an area where there is no signal. So I'm going to go ahead and hit OK, just OK. And all that is acknowledgement. My SIM card is locked. I'm not going to have any cell service. And we can see that up there in the upper left-hand corner, locked SIM. And at this stage, I'm getting ready to go out on the trail. I'm going to come in and make sure my Wi-Fi is turned off. And I'm also going to make sure that Bluetooth is turned off. I can go down to the screen brightness as well, make my adjustments. Once I've done all that, my phone is ready to go for the hike. What I found on that trip on the John Muir Trail is that we were able to go 10 hours easy with the GPS app running constantly in the background, taking photos along the way, shooting some video along the way, even using a time-lapse application for recording time-lapse videos. Got excellent battery usage for my iPhone. For all-day performance, it was great. Bringing along a little backup battery that held a few extra charges. I was able to go for 7 days without worry about not having some kind of way to charge my phone. And this really worked well. So, once you're done, you want to go ahead and reactivate the SIM card. You can either just turn the phone off again and turn it back on, or if you want, you can come into the settings and go back into phone, go back into SIM pin, and you'll get presented that same message that pops up. There's a couple other ways. You can try and make a phone call, go into the phone and redial somebody, and this message is going to come up. It's not going to actually dial on because it can't until it unlocks the SIM. And so there's a few ways to get the screen to pop up. Going back into the SIM pin area is just as easy as anything. And go ahead and click on unlock. Go ahead and put in your SIM pin, hit OK. It takes about 5 seconds or so to unlock. And once it's unlocked, you'll see right away it'll start searching for service, and your phone is back to normal. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully this helps you get up and running. I did quite a bit of research online trying to find reasons for or ways to maximize the battery, and this by far was the best one. So hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, thumbs up the video. Go ahead and like it, share it. Let people know how simple it really is to use the simple SIM pin feature to maximize your battery life.